Hey everyone, welcome back to Quick Shots. I'm your host Mick Chambers, and today we're with Jaco from Timberpoint Archery. Good morning, everyone, and good evening, I guess. Jaco, how are you?
Well, and you, Mick.
Good. I'm pausing a second because I'm just making sure that we don't have that delay, that cross country, cross sea, cross ocean delay. How am I sounding?
It's very good. Everything is clear. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Hey, so I have been dying to do this, and I honestly, this is one of those interviews where I wanted to do like a couple years ago, and I thought to myself, nah, he's too busy. He's too good for me. He's too like he's like this legendary boyer. But hey, listen, I got you today, and I'm very pleased. So thank you very much for joining the show.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining. If you're in the comments, please leave a comment. Say hello, Yako. Right, this guy's amazing. So we got Santo already. We got Sherry. We got Kenneth. If you're in the comments, let us know. And then if you have any questions for this guy, let us know. And I will definitely ask him those. But yeah, let's start this off. How about you introduce yourself to the audience, and then give us a little background on how you got into archery.
Okay, I'm Jaco Wessels from Timberpoint Archery. Just a quick run through. I mean, like everybody, I was always fascinated by archery. And when I was about 15, 16 years old, I found a book in the local library and I opened it up. And just give you background history, I've always been a hunter growing up as a kid, rifle hunting. And I opened up the book. It was Howard Hill, Hunting the Hard Way. And it was literally like the heavens opened and the angels started singing. It is just such a big revelation to me because I just understood then that there's a whole different world out there than from what I grew up in, and that bow hunting was possible. And it, ever since then, it has just dominated my life. I mean, through school, I was actually the guy that took my bow. We still had military conscription in South Africa, and
Yeah.
I took my bow with. I mean, I thought that there might be an archery club, and everybody's like, "What? Crazy? You know, we're not going to shoot anybody with bows. You know, we do it with guns nowadays." And yes, and it took I in the interview that I had with Matt from the Push.
Yep.
I went into a bit more detail about it. But yeah, it took me quite a few years to actually get into a place where I became a full-time boyer. I started making bows in 1998. I started making self bows, and then it progressed from there. And since 2008, this has been my full-time job.
That's awesome. We're going to dig into all that and unpack all that. I kind of want to know. Just thanks very much, everyone that's in the comments that are now leaving, saying hi. If you're in there, don't forget to say hi. Just hit
Hi
hi and
guys.
say hi to Echo. We can see your comments, so please go ahead and say that. Say hi and leave questions and comments. Hey, I want to dig into a little bit about the Boyer stuff and about your competitive side and how you're a great archer as well.
Yeah.
But I want to understand. I'm always really curious about people's heritage and their background. So I'm a bit of a nerd that way. So you started off. When did you leave South Africa?
I left South Africa sort of midway in 2014, so about 11 years ago, but I came to Estonia.
Okay, can I? Do you mind if I ask, like, what's the change? Why did you move to Estonia?
No, by all means. I This was now in 2013. I got divorced from my first wife. She was from America.
Okay.
Things just didn't work out, and then I was in a position like, you know, we build a life together. You know, I have to sell the property. You know, so that we can split everything up as it should be.
Yeah.
And I was not quite sure where to at that point. In the meantime, I have met Monica. Just in that same time, we have met before, but then we started talking more. And I said, I don't know what to do, you know. And she said, you know, why don't you just come and visit for a while? I mean, just find your way. And
Yeah.
I came to Estonia and spent about 3 months here, and really got some very good insights into life, and decided that yes, I mean, I can move to Estonia. I mean, just go and finish up business, sell everything that I have in South Africa, and then move to Estonia.
That's a that's
Yeah,
that's
I will give you a little bit further background.
okay. Good.
In 2010, I shot the World Field Archery Championships in Germany. And a good friend of mine from Florida, he introduced me and Monica. Just he was friends with them, and I was friends with Dana. And I remember that I saw Monica standing there with a longbow in hand, a quiver full of wooden arrows, and I was like, "Damn, I mean, this is the type of woman I should have married." That instant attraction. But I was still married at that point. She was married, and it was just a fleeting thought.
Yes.
And then by the time that we met again in 2013, she was divorced, and I was busy getting divorced.
Right.
And things just fell into place. And it has been really a really great journey so far.
That's great. That is soulmates meeting.
Yeah.
And then it's just the timing works out, right? I got to meet Monica just before we went live. I think she's amazing. I was actually telling Jaco, maybe I don't need you on the show. I can just get Monica on there. She is in her own right an amazing archer. Can you tell us a little bit more about her and her archery background?
Yes, Monica, when did you start shooting?
20 years ago, 2005.
About 20 years ago, she started shooting, and in the past, she has won numerous European championship, not first places, but second and third places.
Yep.
And last year in South Africa at the IFAA World 3D Championships, she became world champion. And earlier this year, in fact, that was in April this year. And then in summer this year, the IFAA European Field Championships was in Estonia, and she's European champion in field archery also. And
man, that is
so she's really good. I mean, she's an incredible archer.
Do you guys, are you very competitive with each other? Do you get out there and just?
No. She beats me all the time.
Okay, so like I said, should have had Monica on the show, but I'll correct that next. I'll correct that soon.
Yes, we have a running competition here. Every tournament counts for 1 point, and at the start of every year, if you get the highest score, you get the point. And I'm one of these days, one of these years, I will beat her. It will happen.
Okay, I love the spirit. I love that. Hey, listen, I want to break this down just a bit. So thank you very much for providing all that background and history. I love that stuff. That's the humanity to me. I love it behind archery. I'm going to break this interview down for people who are listening. We're going to talk about, because Jaco's kind of multifaceted, right? So he's this South African that's living in Estonia, and he's making these beautiful bows, but he's also a competitor. He's coming to Lancaster. So we're going to break this interview down into Jaco, the boyer. We'll talk a little bit about, how you got into that and making your own bows. We talked a little bit already, and just kind of, I've got questions. And then secondly, we're going to talk about you as the archer, and then I'm going to quiz you. I'm not quiz you. I'm going to press you a little bit on Lancaster and see, everyone. So I do really want to understand. I want your gut feel on Lancaster. So that's how we're going to start off. So let's kick it off. So your bows, I have had I'm going to say this just outright, man. I've had the pleasure of shooting a couple of your bows, and I think you said it in some of your videos, is like, they speak for themselves, right? I mean, you have multiple world champions, you have multiple medals, whatever, every competition that you could win in for longbow, your bows have won, I would imagine.
Yes. I've been very fortunate with that. And I think it is, when I started archery, in South Africa, it was very secluded. So I wanted a longbow, but I couldn't get a longbow anywhere at that point. So I started shooting compound, and I started shooting competitions, and I was fascinated by different designs, about what makes a bow shoot well. Just why does this bow win and the other bow, the next bow don't do that well. So I've always been very analytical about bow designs and And in all aspects, whether it's compound or recurve, longbow, there's certain things that make a bow shoot well, and certain things that make it faster but less forgiving to shoot. So in that sense, that has shaped my bow designs a lot. And I think that as a competitive archer, understanding what works, it really helped me with my bow designs.
But okay, I mean, it has to be part art, part science, though, right?
Yes, the science part, I don't quite understand or know myself where I fit into this, but most of the times, I will lie in bed or sit somewhere and just daydream about bows and start thinking about the shooting and different design aspects, what might work, and sort of like almost like going into a meditative state and just imagine what will happen, and then sometimes the idea come to me and I will start drawing out the design and end up making the prototype or the second or the third or the fourth variation on the prototype, and some work out and some don't work out. It's just, that's how it is. So I've got a whole rack full of reminders.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Oh,
So, okay. So there's like the prototypes and you're just like, that didn't, okay, I got to adjust this or fix this. And then, but that must take I mean, the dedication commitment must take, I don't know, like what do you work on a bow? Like how long does one bow take to make?
To give you an indication, I mean, on an average year, I can do about 60 to 65 bows a year. That is what the average that I've been going on for since I can remember.
Yeah.
It's I have listened to other podcasts, and I know some guys, one-man businesses like myself, make 5 bows a week, and I just don't understand it. I cannot understand how any single man can make 5 bows a week. For me, it's impossible. It is maybe the materials I work with or something, but regardless.
Yeah.
So I must also, okay, you can do the calculations and see, it's roughly let's call it 6 bows a month, because, I take a month off for competitions and that.
Right.
So in there, I must calculate in for the odd warranty return, because, bows do break sometimes. And
Sure.
I'm quite particular about honoring my guarantees and that. So I think a lot of people will know that I don't hold back when it comes to this. And the other thing that takes a lot of time is developing new models. Like this year, I really spent a lot of time developing new models. And
Yes.
while we're talking about Lancaster, my plan is to bring one of each of the new models there to sort of show people in that, because I'm really excited about these bows.
I'm super excited too. So I was on your website earlier today and I was like, new bows. I mean, you already have like killer bows. And then, so are there any archers at Lancaster shooting any of your new bows or prototypes?
I'm not quite sure. I've sent a couple of the Mercuries, which is a relatively new bow. I've sent that out, and I've sent one of the 2025 Hydras out to America. I'm not sure if these guys will be shooting their bows, and then possibly I've been talking about the new indoor bow that I'm designing.
Yeah.
And I will be sending the first working bow. I mean, I've tested the prototypes, and the first working bow I'll send out to Claes later, just after Christmas, like the first working day after Christmas.
Yeah.
And he's sort of my what do you call it? My test rat. In my
He's
lab.
he's R&D for you guys.
Yes, yeah. No, we've got a very long relationship already. And
Okay.
When I first mentioned this to him, he was like, "Oh, please!" He really, really wants to try it out. So the idea is that I will send it to him, and he will try it. If it works out for him, he might shoot it in Lancaster. If it doesn't work out, of course, he will take it there for me so that I can show people. But we will see. It's a crazy, crazy idea.
Yeah, Clace was really good. Like, I mean, he was kind of hinting that he might have a new bow, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it." I'm like, "Well, all right, I'm gonna have Jaco on the show. He'll spill the beans for you."
Oh yes, yeah,
Well, I'm excited about the new. Well, am I excited? Let me think about this. I've shot two of your bows, two different styles, and I don't. Sorry, I apologize. I don't recall the names of them,
no worries.
but each one of them, I mean, it was like heaven. It was like an archer's dream to shoot these bows. It was just dead in the hand. It was just very like smooth, easy to draw. I think someone told me, "Hey, how much? Don't look at the weight. How much do you think you're pulling?" And I was like, "I don't know. It's like a 33-pound, 34-pound bow or something like that." And I was like 42 pounds or something like that, and it was crazy. It was crazy smooth. I know I'm shining you up a bit here a little bit, but it's true. It is really true. And so like, I'm like, am I excited about you getting new, different bow? How much better can a bow get? I mean, I literally thought these were the best bows in the world when I shot them. So I'm not sure how much better you can get anyway, but it's exciting that you're keeping everything new and refreshed and keep going. That's what a good
Yeah.
businessman does too. So I do like the fact that you have, which is really interesting to me. You do have, first of all, you're a competitor. So you're taking a
Yeah.
look at the bows and you're taking a look at all the different competitions around the world and going, this type of bow is legal here. So I have to make one for this type of competition. And then you kind of go back and forth on that. So I love that. I love the fact that you have a 2-piece bow too. You have an
Yeah.
option for 2 pieces. Tell me how that works. Like, how do you engineer that?
The original idea, or the first time that I saw a photo of us, is Jim Neves from Centaur Archery. I think he's up in Montana.
Yeah.
I became aware of that, and then I started thinking along those lines, and eventually everything fell into place, and I got the right materials. It gave me a lot of gray hair trying to figure it out. It
Yes.
was
Right.
literally, it's people can see it on my website. It's got, depending on the model, anywhere from 3 to 5 metal pins, tempered steel pins,
Yep.
that does the work, and that is seated in a glass matrix. So really strong. There's 2 different things that people can use for that. It is G10, and I use FR4. It is practically the same thing. There's some very minor. The mass and the strength is the same. There's just a couple of very small differences.
That's
And,
interesting.
and so these pins is glued into the one side, and they fit into the other side, and into the holes that's drilled. So that is what doing the work. And then there's just 2 bolts just keeping everything together this way. But
Yeah.
on this level, the
Yeah.
metal
On that
pins,
plane. Yeah.
they do the work, or keep everything together.
Yeah.
And it's before I did this, I did the, as Monica would call it, the Papa Mama takedown, the locket socket, like the
Yes.
Black Widow in that used.
Yep. Black Widows.
Yeah, I made quite a few of those bows, but like you will, I actually got from Big Jim. I had a couple of issues about it, and I contacted him, and he's a really great guy. He shared
Yeah.
information with me, and his advice was put some Vaseline around it, and it will quiet it down. There's always on the draw, you could hear a tick,
You-
tick, and this
yeah.
is,
You can hear.
yeah, and this is just, it is normal. So you have to keep it lubricated in order not to make that, and that frustrated me. And I searched for a better system, and the system that I have now, it is just absolutely incredible. If you don't know that it's a takedown, there's absolutely no movement, and it is rock solid. It is
Rock
no
solid.
chance to break.
I think everyone expects you to do that. So you do that. I mean, everyone expects you to have. There must be a lot of pressure on you, is what I'm trying to get at here. If you're going to do a takedown bow, it feels to me like when you see your one pieces, there's no way you would have launched something that isn't perfect, right? I mean, it just feels everything is really, really perfect.
Yeah.
So you got new bows coming. I see Susie wants to know if you're going to bring any lefties. Do you ever make lefties? I know you make lefties to order, but do you have you don't have inventory. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. So, I mean, how often do you make lefties? Do you ever bring demos of lefties out?
Yes. Okay. My production, I only work on order, other than
Yeah.
testing out prototypes. But everything else is on order. I don't make X percentage of bows that are available for sale.
Yeah.
So whenever I have a bow for sale, it will be something that missed the draw weight on the order.
Yeah.
But left-handed bows, I can check in my records and see how many left-handed bows I make, but it is proportional. I'm not sure how many left-handed people there are compared to right-handed, but I don't know, maybe 10% or 5% of the bows I make is left-handed.
Yeah.
And I'm planning to make one of the left-handed, or one of the bows that I bring will be a left-handed bow.
There you go. Susie will be there. You can get that bow into her hands too.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about you as the archer.
Okay.
So tell us about your background, your history in competing with longbow.
Okay, I did my first tournament. It was an IFAA 3D, and that was actually the first tournament that I ever shot in my life with a longbow. That was in end of 1997. The IFAA World 3D Championships was in South Africa, and I went with a hunting bow, the bow that I was hunting with. Up until that point, I never even owned a field point. You know, I only had judo points and broadheads. So I got some field points just to shoot that tournament. I think I ended up in 6th place in the tournament, which was okay. I mean, I didn't expect much more, and it was good enough for me.
That's
and
great.
Then I think, I have to think now, I shot on and off a few local tournaments after that. But in around 2004, I seriously started shooting tournaments again with a longbow.
So
And
go ahead.
yeah,
No, go. Keep going. Keep going. I have questions about your.
yeah. In 2005, I think it was 2005, we had the World Championships in South Africa again. I shot there and I came in 4th, and then I went to, or started going more regularly to international tournaments. I mean, I've been to Switzerland and to Namibia and to America and to Germany and Argentina and all these places, sort of following the World Championships. And that is in both field and 3D championships.
And this year you'll be attending Lancaster. You're going to the classic.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
I was thinking to go to the World Archery 3D Europeans in Serbia earlier, but I decided to rather keep, because everything for us is self-funded. In Estonia, you know, if you make the team, there's no funding for us. Oh. So I decided to rather take my money and go to Lancaster. It makes much more sense to me.
You have a great following here in the United States. I'll tell you that right now. So people love you. I mean, people love you all over the world. Love your bows too. So that'll be exciting for people to meet you one-on-one here in Pennsylvania. Yeah. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for people who are going to the classic. Take us through your shot process and how you're prepping to go to the classic to compete.
We shot the tournament maybe a couple of weeks ago, and my shot process was something like this: draw. I'm almost at anchor. Boom, and the shots go.
Yeah.
And of course, it started off well, and the target panic monkey jumped to my shoulders and grabbed me like this. And 2 weeks ago at our indoor, that was maybe 3 weeks ago. It was on a Sunday. Yep. And then the Monday, we've got facilities to shoot on Monday evenings indoor. And I've been through the process of beating target panic, and then it gets back to me. And on Monday, I decided that's it. You know, I will get myself together now. And I had an absolutely fantastic training session. And last week was very good. And now my bow's in the workshop, and I've got my shot process right. And for me, when everything goes well, I work a lot on breathing. You know, it's just a certain, you know, I breathe. When I put the knock on, I breathe in because the shoulders are up, so air comes in naturally.
Yeah.
Then this is up again. You know, shoulders, the chest expand, slight exhale. Anchor, because that is, when I started shooting, it was with a 75-pound longbow.
Ouch.
So, and when I first got it, I could only draw it up to here. And this is, I believe that is where my target panic came from, because I get to this point and I release.
Yeah.
So now I have to talk myself, and this is something that I learned a lot from Shot IQ, Joel Turner.
Joel, yeah.
Talking. So it is anchor, line up, get my string blur ready, and then I will tell Klaus, this is probably the best help that we have had, both me and Monica. The video that I think Jaco made with him when Matt was in Denmark a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
You can see that video where Klaus anchor on elbows a bit lower, but on the aiming, you can see that elbow just rotating back. Just elbow comes back and the shot happens. And
nice.
That, if I just remind myself that is where the shot will come, is on that rotation, then everything goes really well. So,
that's good.
Yeah, as we all know, that has dabbled in target panic, it's with you forever. You have to be on top of the game. You have to be in control.
You absolutely do. And there's Shot IQ and listening to them and watching these videos like of top shooters like Klaus, it does help out. That's awesome. That's good that he's helping you out with videos and that Matt was able to help with that too on you guys getting a little bit better. I think I struggle a little bit with target panic, on occasions as well. Your story resonates with me really, really well. But again, it helps when you have a nice bow, and then you don't have that sort of. I think Joel talks about that. The release and the explosion, right? I don't feel like when I'm shooting one of your bows, I get as big at an explosion as sometimes like you do on like a hunting bow or something like that. So it does help. It seriously reduces my target panic. Can you just talk me through so you take a breath in, up, take a breath. Where are you anchoring? Are you anchoring on your eye tooth, corner of your mouth?
I've got the top finger sort of in the corner on my eye tooth.
Okay, on your eye tooth, yeah.
Yeah, and the bottom finger in the middle finger in the corner of the mouth.
Oh, okay, like this.
So those just work out quite naturally for me.
That's awesome.
The knuckle also comes in behind my jaw, my thumb knuckle.
Right. Yeah, that's a good anchor. Yeah, and then pulling this elbow back.
And then I've got to bring squeeze the scapulas together, and that forces the elbow to come back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so do you feel like you're ready now, or how many arrows have you been shooting?
Not enough. I'm just, you have to shoot a certain number of arrows, I believe, to reprogram your mind. And there's not a lot of time left, and there's a lot of bows I still want to make. So it's a bit of a balance. Put it this way, I will come to Lancaster to come and shoot, to enjoy it, and to compete against myself. But I'm realistic enough to know that I'm not on the form where I'll be competitive this time.
Yeah, the experience is going to be amazing, but and people are going to love seeing you too. So I mean, that's really good, and it is about the experience. It's got to be about the experience every time, because when it becomes a job or it becomes very difficult for you to kind of get these tournaments and stuff, it kind of turns people off. So even people who are not as competitive, can you give some sort of advice to them, because you've competed now in a lot of tournaments. Some people are like, as if you're talking to me, because I don't go to tournaments because I'm just terrible. But anyway, so if you were talking to me, why would I go to Lancaster, for example, to compete if I know I'm not going to win?
Yeah, I think the main thing is the people that you meet. And I think everybody is always surprised when they go to their first tournament about how friendly everybody is. Overall, everybody's there to help. You meet, I've met some of the greatest people I know in my life at tournaments. And a friend of ours, or Monica's best friend, she said, what was the quote, Monica? Yeah, she said, archery is a wonderful sport. You never know where it will take you, and you never know what people it will bring to your life.
Yeah,
so
that's lovely.
Yeah,
that's lovely.
Yeah. So
tell Monica to say hi. Can you tell Monica to say hi? Can she come over and say hi?
Hi.
Come say hi. Put your face in here so we know who you are.
Hello.
Hi. How are you? What's it like? Hey, may I ask you one question too?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. What's it like just being so much better than your husband at archery?
Easy, probably.
There's
and
a lot of things that he's much better than me.
might be cooking. I don't know. Listen, here's one more question. One more question. What kind of bow do you shoot?
I shoot a Timberpoint, of course.
You shoot Timberpoint? Seriously? Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's probably why you're beating him, because you're shooting
Yeah,
Timberpoint.
I just switched to a new Mercury, and I love that bow. That is really, really very nice and forgiving bow.
The Mercury. Okay. All right.
Yeah, new Mercury.
That's awesome. And how do you like? He's a dedicated archery guy. It sounds like you're very dedicated at archery as well, though. So do you guys do you have time for each other? I guess that's what keeps a marriage great.
Now the good
Right.
thing is you have the same hobby. That is probably what keeps it great.
That is good. And
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who's your favorite archer outside of your hubby?
My favorite archer.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite archer? Someone you love seeing when you go to tournaments?
Videos with your
No,
watch.
John Demmer. Hi, John.
That is like the worst. That is the worst
Oh,
ever.
he's a hero.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. And I'm gonna put Jaco on the spot too here. I want to talk a little bit about the classic and you going there. Who do you know a lot of the people that are shooting? Who are you thinking are going to be in the top three? What do you think?
Oh, that is tough. The way that Claes is shooting at the moment, I really suspect that he will be there. But other than that, I mean, I don't follow the tournaments that much. I mean, unless somebody posts it on Facebook and it comes up in my feed.
Yeah,
So it's really, really tough to say. And I mean, there's a lot of well-known people that seems to be coming to the longbow class. But I will not. I really, if I have to put my money on somebody, it would be Claes. But the rest, I cannot tell you. I don't know who will be there.
no, no, that's fair. That's fair. Again, I'm just trying to put you on the spot a little bit. And then
Yeah,
Kleist
yeah.
that's a little bit more pressure on him. He's in the comments, so like, dude, start shooting. I did get a few questions I want to ask you from the audience, and one of them was, get Jaco to talk to you about his bow festival.
Sorry, say that again.
Your bow festival.
Oh yes, that is the Timberpoint Traditional Archery Festival. It is something that I did when I lived in South Africa also, and it really is just a celebration of archery. And now in Estonia, for the last few years, we do it in a World Archery 3D format. So it is on the Saturday morning. First of all, we've got about 5 hectares. That's about 10 acres of land.
Yep.
So people will come and they will camp and they sleep on my living room floor, and wherever we find space for people, we put them.
Nice.
And it's really just to celebrate archery. And
Yeah.
so we do on the Saturday morning, we do the World Archery 3D qualifications, 24 targets, 2 arrows per target. And then we've got, and we do it for, we've got 2 classes, a longbow class and a barebow class. So anybody that shoots recurve or carbon arrows goes into the barebow class.
Okay.
And then we make up, which is quite a fun event, we make up teams, and we take overall the highest score and the lowest score, and they become a team. And the
Oh,
second
that's
highest,
good. A little handicap. Yeah.
yeah, and then they shoot the eliminations, the World Archery 3D eliminations. And we go through the whole process as normal World Archery teams, you know, until there's only, or there'll be a silver medal, a bronze medal match, and a gold medal match. But other than that, then we also do the complete eliminations, like any regional or world championship, for the longbows and for the barebows. And you know, at night we get a live musician, a woman that plays really well guitar and sing. And last year we had a friend that brought a portable pizza oven, and we make pizzas and we grill. And it is really, last year we also had, or this year, we had Robin Gardier here, and we gave a workshop talking like very informal, people can ask whatever they want to, and we share. And the year before that, I interviewed the 4 best archers that we had, and we've really got some incredible archers in Estonia.
Right.
And just open, it was a 1.5 hour discussion. How often do you practice? What do you do? How do you tune? What is your secrets? And people are just totally willing to share. It is, it is just and you don't have to shoot a Timberpoint bow to come. It's just
No,
it's absolutely just a celebration of single string archery.
That's amazing. That's really good. That's really good. And sounds fun. It's over 2-3 days. Did you say?
People normally come on a Friday already, and they stay over, and then we just sort of have fun shoots. And it's a Saturday and a Sunday that the official competition is on. And it will be this coming year. It will be, I don't have a date in front of me, something like the 28th and 29th of August, something like that. The last weekend in August.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's keep rolling down the questions here. From Clay's, what's your fondest shooting memory, and in your own opinion, your greatest feat as an archer?
A few come to mind. One of them, and none of them are in competitions. Once I walked with a friend of mine on his property. We were just walking and doing stump shooting of judo points.
Yep.
On the side of a mountain. And we looked up on the mountainside. It was quite steep. And there was a dry tree, and there was a dove sitting in the tree. And I said, "Watch the shot." And it's been being a total. Though I don't aim. I shoot intuitively or instinctively, whatever. I just looked at the dove, pulled the bow back, and shot. And we both just watched the arrow fly, and just big puff of feathers. And afterwards, we discussed it, and we said it was at least 80 yards or 80 meters or whatever.
Wow.
And to make a shot like that, and it is not about saying how good I am. I mean, I probably would have missed it the next 100 times. But once in a while, something just amazing happens, and you just cannot believe the things that you can do with a bow. It is just, just that if you trust your instincts enough, it is just. I've done similar things like that before, and it is just. But it comes from a lot of practice.
Yeah, and it comes from the heart. It comes from the heart too. Like, I mean, you just feel it. You feel like you're in the groove. You feel like you're going to make this shot. You just like, I know I can do this, and then you execute, and it just works out. It's just Being instinctive is a really cool feeling. Shooting a longbow is a really cool feeling. It's like, it's so you in nature. That's how I feel about it anyway. I can reminisce. Okay, so I'm just going through the comments here, guys. Start asking questions. What do you think about bow balance and position of center of gravity in relation to pressure and pivot point of a bow? Whoa, some technical questions here. Do you mind answering some questions?
No, of course.
Okay. What does he think about the bow balance and position of center of gravity in relation to the pressure of the pivot point of the bow?
I think all of that is very important. A bow, I remember, this is not so much about shooting, but Dean Torges in his book once spoke about walking in the bush or in the woods with a bow that is unbalanced. It's a pain in the butt if you have to sort of trying to balance a bow. But that said, with more modern competition bows like the indoor bow that I just made, I mean, the center of gravity is way down low, so it is much more balanced like a bear bow. But for indoor archery, that is what you want. It is known distances. The pressure point is just below the grip, very similar to what most guys will shoot a bear bow or an Olympic recurve like. It is on this part of the thumb pad.
Right.
And having the weight at the bottom, with a bow that is perfectly balanced in the throat, if you sort of hold the bow like this and it balances the throat, on the shot, normally it would want to kick up a little bit because of the pressure. But moving the center of gravity down counters that. But now that might not be ideal for a 3D bow. You have to decide what you want. And again, what works for the one guy does not work for the next guy.
Do you only make the center weight below that in this pressure point here, or do you make bows that are higher up?
I do make higher up. Uh, because I custom make the bows. I mean, I make the grips, the grip sizes for everybody.
Yeah.
People send me their bare bow grips. People send me photos of a favorite bow, and then I try to copy the grip as closely as I can. And some people will say, I put a lot of pressure lower down, or I shoot with a straight wrist, and then I will tailor the bow accordingly.
Okay. Thanks for that question. Joe's going to ask you, what is your current wait time?
Joe, it is roughly 2 years. I will not be quoted to say it's exactly 2 years. It might be 23 months. It might be 25 months. Something like that. It is. Like this year, I got a little injury in the workshop that put me out a couple of weeks, and 2 weeks this way pushes the waiting list 2 weeks longer, and the next thing happens, and the next thing happens. But realistically, it's about 2 years at the moment.
It's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. But he's got 3 new bows coming out too, Joe. So if you're going to Lancaster, go check those out too. So those are options.
Yeah.
What makes a competition longbow with long limbs less wobbly? That long-lasting vibration.
Tiller that fits your shooting style. If your tiller for your shooting style is not 100% right, the one limb works a bit harder, and you get sort of the 2 limbs fighting each other. And then, of course, also the amount of mass that you have towards the outer ends, towards the tips. The more mass you have towards the tips, the more vibration you will have.
All right. Another question, really quick follow-up here. What makes well-tuned bows of the same draw weight have different point-on distances?
That will most probably be the design of a bow. I mean, if I take some of my, like this indoor bow that I just made,
yeah,
it's proudly the slowest bow that I make. I mean,
right.
It is. I did not do anything for speed in it. And then one of my newer models that will come out, I will bring one to Lancaster. It's a fast 3D bow, and the 2 has got point-on distances. I don't know. I would say where the indoor bow is probably, if you shoot 3 under, is probably 18 meters, 20 yards, depending on arrow length and all that. If I take my arrows, it will probably be about 20 yards. And the 3D bow has probably got a 40-yard point-on distance. And that is all due to materials used and the design of the bow.
Yeah, right. Faster limbs. Okay, so there's some sweet comments here, so you can go back through them after, Jaco, if you want, like on Facebook. But just really nice stuff. Like the best archery family I know, and so simple and friendly to all. So
Christos.
Yeah, Christos. I just lovely.
Christos is a very well-known world archery coach from Greece.
That's awesome.
And he gave a course in Estonia, and the woman who organized the course actually brought him to my workshop, and we had a lovely meal here. Christos spent the evening with us.
So does he? Yeah. Hi, Christos. Does he do traditional archery too, or just like their Olympic team?
He's an Olympic coach, but he's got such vast knowledge that, and at the end of the day, shooting a bow, whether it's a cam bow or an Olympic recurve, the basics are the same.
That's awesome.
It's all about consistency.
Yeah, and overcoming target panic. What bow? This I was going to ask this one too. So not sure who this person is. They got a kind of an age, but what bow do you most recommend for indoor? Your bow, of course. What Timberpoint do you?
I think the model that has done the best of my bows is the Medusa, and that is it's a heavy bow. It's like at least 2 kilograms. So it's a really heavy bow. But that said, like Clay's has shot with one of my 3D bows. He has shot some crazy scores also on the indoor range. But the more forgiving the bow is, the more accurate it will be. So look for a deflex riser, higher brace height. Just that is always a sign of an accurate bow. But of my models, I think the new Mercury, like Monica shooting, is really good. It's about 1.5 kilograms, quite a high brace height, almost 9 inches, and really, really well balanced. So
that's good.
yeah.
I meant to ask you too. You personally, what weight do you draw when you're shooting?
I like shooting 40 to 42 pounds. That is what I normally do. The current bow that I'm shooting is 38 pounds, and that is more aimed towards indoor shooting.
Right.
And that is probably, I think all the bows that I will bring to Lancaster is going to be in the range of about 36, 38 pounds, just so that everybody can try them. That is my idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Stu, how do you help people decide which of your longbow models is best suited to them?
I think it comes down to what you will do. If you want to be a exclusive 3D archer, then get one of my hybrids. If it depends, I have told numerous people that I don't want to shoot a fast bow. My distance judging or lack thereof, my instinctive shooting is good enough that if I analyze my shots in tournaments, in 3D tournaments, my shots are because of bad shooting, technical shooting. I don't miss high and low very often. It is normally because I screw up somewhere in my process. So I rather shoot a more forgiving bow.
Right.
But somebody, I spoke with Ian Edwards the other day, he believes that his shooting form is so good that he can get away with the fastest bow possible. So you must be honest to yourself, Stu, and if you're, find sort of balance. If you are 50-50, your technique is quite good and your distance judging is quite good, get a fast bow. If your weakest part is your shot execution, rather get a more forgiving bow. It will definitely. Yeah. Okay.
Santo says he has 4 of your bows, so that's awesome. But hey, listen, to Stu, just buy 4 different types of bows and see which one you like the best. It's fine.
Oh yes. Or come to Lancaster and try them all.
Try them all. Neil, I was going to get to this too. Neil's a great guy that shoots here out of Arizona. Love the name of the model of the Timberpoints. Me too. I was going to get how do you name your bows?
The main one that I have is the Odyssey. That is
the Odyssey.
The one name that I will always carry with me. And Odyssey means like your journey or whatever, and that signifies, what is the right word for that? There's a word that I'm looking for and I can't find it now. My journey through archery is like my Odyssey.
Right.
And the Odyssey is also like, I've got the new model Odyssey that I will bring to Lancaster now. The previous one I designed in 2018, and now this year I refined the model. Just made some changes here and there. And from there, that friend of mine that introduced me and Monica, Dana Chateau, is in Florida. He came with the next one, the Kraken, or the Kraken, as some people will call it. He said, you've got to make one heavy bow and call it the Kraken. And I listened to him. And from there, it sort of started following a pattern. The Element, which is a very good shooting hybrid, my favorite hybrid that I make at the moment.
Yeah,
that is sort of
pretty.
Yeah, I sort of chose the name as like elementary, back to the basics. Just nothing fancy about it, but a really good shooting bow. So it gets inspired. The Mercury, this was, I don't want to say it, but I think it was what's his name? A guy from Florida. I will remember his name now. That said, if you ever come up with a new model, then name it the Mercury. It's a really cool name for a bow.
Okay.
And then I took his advice on that. So the Velocity, that is the new 3D bow. That was Ian Edwards said, because velocity, the definition for velocity is speed with direction. And,
Yeah.
if you put those together, speed with the right direction being velocity, it's actually quite a cool name for a bow.
Yeah, but let's
And
not give credit. We don't like to give credit to Ian for anything. Again, being from the UK, British, we don't please don't credit him for anything.
Yeah.
Were you talking about Lee? Are you talking about Lee Wilkins out of Florida?
Exactly, that's Lee Wilkins. Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say that too. Thanks, Roger, for throwing that in there. Lee's a great shot too. He's awesome.
And the new indoor bow, I actually told Klaus about this this morning. He asked me if I had a name for it, and so I guess I might as well make it public now. How would you pronounce it in English? For Arion, Arion. That is in Greek mythology, one of a god's horse, and he ate gold. This horse, that was what he ate.
That's
and
awesome.
I believe that this Arion is going to eat the gold.
Eat the gold. That's a great, dude. This is so cool.
I saw this name long time ago, and then I put it in my mind. And then when I started with the idea of an indoor bow, and that is about a 2-year idea that the indoor bow has been working in my head. And I was like, it's going to be the Arion. That's
Arion.
It. Yeah.
Those are some wicked names. Obviously most of us looked at him and they go, oh, that's Homer's Odyssey here with Medusa and the Kraken and, all that mythology. And then you went to element. And then there's certain elements. And then even Arion is like an element, gold, right? Gold's an element. And so I thought there was a bunch of this stuff that was going on in your brain. So that's funny. That's really cool, man. Those are so cool, Daves. I love it. I love the history behind it. Let me see if there's any other questions here. We're getting at time here, and I've taken up too much of your time. So I want to make sure that we get to any questions that anyone's listening. Let me go through here real quick. With it on, love the Odyssey, 2025, so smooth. We take this, absolutely love the name. Yeah, everyone loves the names, love it. Listen, I think that's all the questions that we have. I want to thank you for being on this show. Honestly, I as I mentioned at the very beginning, and some people joined later, I didn't reach out to you because I thought you'd be just too busy and too important to get on my tiny little show here. So, but I appreciate you, and I appreciate Monica jumping on a little bit too. But Jaco, you're like a legend. You are a legend. So thank you for all you do for archery. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, or anything you want to say hi and bye to? Anyone?
No, I think I will just sort of, one of my philosophies in life, or a couple of them, for many years, part of my logo was, may your aim be true. And that goes towards archery, of course, very clearly, may your aim be true, but also in life. Whatever you do, just do it for yourself and do it for the reasons what you're doing it for, whatever they may be. And what I also mentioned on the push, archery for me has given me so much in my life that it's everything for me. I mean, philosophy, it's my religion, like my life. This is it. And I believe that if you spend 2 hours a week or 2 hours a day on archery, that is 2 hours a week or 2 hours a day that you have less time for making some shit somewhere else. So only good things come from doing archery.
That's a very good point. It's very good.
If there's anybody there that don't shoot yet, just take it up. It is just an incredible way to spend your time.
You certainly live that. Yeah, you're certainly living that. Do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life, sort of thing. You kind of exemplify that. So Jaco, thank you so much. I want to thank everyone who came and asked questions. Just really the support that you're giving, archery geeks and QuickShots is amazing. I want to wish people, if you don't, we're got 2 more episodes that are coming up, I think probably before Christmas time. So, come and join us for those. If I don't see you by then, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah.
I want to thank my sponsors, the Push Archery, by the way. So great guys over there, Matt. It's been fantastic to this channel and supportive. Archerypass.com, great people. And Santo, thank you very much for everything you do for archery. And thanks. I was about to leave. I have one more thing to say. Jaco, Timberpoint, you are supporting Lancaster Archery, the champions too, right? You have a contingency that you're paying out. Why don't you talk? Give us a 2 minutes.
Yes.
Give me a really quick on that. I almost forgot. I'm so sorry.
Yes, yeah, I gave us sponsorship. Santo contacted me. I'm not sure exactly how it is. There's, I think, 4 or 6 people that gave sponsorships. I'm not sure even where that goes. But then the contingency that I have is if anybody uses a Timberpoint bow and they get into the first 4 places, they will get, let's call them timber coins. Just
Timber coins.
It's not real money, but it is a sort of credit towards me if you want to buy a new bow, or if you want to sell it to somebody else. It will be a discount on a new bow. So for first place it is $1,000, second place $750, third place it's $500, and fourth place $250. So
That is amazing. That is so generous of you, honestly, because what you do as a craft is such a beautiful art. So yeah, that's exciting. Thank you very, very much for that.
Yeah. I hope that it motivates a few more people to come and shoot. It is really just come and shoot. It's going to be, being the first time at Longbows on the stage there, I think it's going to be just an incredible event.
It will be incredible, and we'll be following it very closely and giving updates to on Archery Geeks on our Facebook page and stuff like that. But we're excited to see so many people come to the classic and get on stage. As I said before in other podcasts, that Barebow is by far the most watched YouTube event in archery.
Yeah.
At Lancaster classes, by far. And I'm just curious what Longbow will do. There are so many people who are like anti-barebow, they just never will do barebow. They don't like it. They think, stick and string and stuff like that. You get those, this is traditional. So I'm excited to see how well this does. And, I'll make sure that I post, everyone that's listening, I'll make sure that I post, where you can keep the scores, keep up to date on the scores, where you can follow your favorite archer, and then where you can see the videos and stuff like that. Yeah. Again, Jaco, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anything else?
If I can add one more thing to that. I mean,
sorry.
I'm not sure about the figures or the exact numbers, but I mean, there are literally hundreds of boyers, longbow boyers out there. Of course, some recurve boyers also, but there's hundreds and hundreds of guys making bows, and there's probably millions of people shooting longbows in the backyard or at home. I think much more so than bare bows. So I think just given time, longbow is going to grow so much bigger than it is at the moment. Just wait and see.
I agree. I think it's exciting too. And then a lot of people going back to it. And like you said, I know we're going over. I keep saying, I'm trying to say goodbye. This is called an Irish goodbye. It's the opposite of an Irish goodbye. So what I would want to say too is that another good point is that you're seeing some of these guys that are barebow traditionally going to shoot this year at Lancaster in the longbow class. Dwayne Martin, for example, will be in the longbow class. Matt Jaco on his feed, he's been doing a lot of longbow stuff. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You never know. You might get Demmer get another world record again with a Timberpoint, right? So, yeah. Very good, guys. Appreciate you. Love you guys. Hunt the good stuff. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Take care, everybody. See you soon.
Christmas.